Well, good Tuesday morning to everybody. It's a nice sunny day today. It's a nice fall morning. It's warmed up a bit, so I can still do this outside because my hands can be steady instead of shaky from the cold. Um, so in today's reading, we come across the incident with the lame man, the old lame man, um, by the pool. The pool that says that where it is said an angel stirs the water and the first person who gets in gets healed. And problem being that this man would get dropped off in the morning, but nobody is with him. Nobody is there to carry him down into the water. So he was there for years and years and years and years. And here comes Jesus. He comes upon these group of people, and he goes to this one man. There's a lot of people there. He goes to this one man, and there's purpose here. Jesus healed everybody who came to him, okay? But not everybody came. And there's a select few that he went to, but there were very specific reasons why he went to them. So this man is laying there, and you can imagine the bitterness that has taken root in this man. He's been there for a very long time. Nobody's there to help him. He's watched newcomers get into the water before he could get into the water. He's watched people get ahead of him year after year after year. He's laying there every day, and every day he's seen people getting in ahead of him. So you can only imagine the bitterness is taking root there. And Jesus goes to him, and he asks a very odd question. Do you want to be healed? What is it that you want? What is it that you want? After all this time, I want to be healed. I mean, come on now. But, Jesus waits. Father waits until we ask. He waits until we ask. He knows the desires of our hearts, but he waits until we ask, until we are able to form it into words. Because sometimes the desire of our hearts is kind of a vague thing, and it needs definition. So he says that he wants to be healed, and Jesus says, you're healed. Take up your mat, go home. And then the guy gets in trouble because he's carrying his mat on the Sabbath. But he doesn't know who Jesus is. Jesus didn't identify himself as to who he is. And Jesus knows his heart. He knows that this man needs more than physical healing. This man needs emotional healing. There's a mental healing that has to happen here. His spirit needs healing. This man needs salvation. And so he goes to him, and he tells him not to sin. It's like poking. It's provoking. In this case, provoking. And it's not provoking in a bad way, but provoking in a good way to draw, to put a highlight, to put a focus on what needs to be dealt with now. We've dealt with the physical, now let's deal with the other stuff here and put a focus on it. But a lot of people don't want to deal with their problems. They want to be able to whitewash it, they want to be able to mask it, they want to be able to cover it, but they don't really want to deal with it. And Jesus is dealing with something here. But this man, instead of allowing those words to bring about the sozo healing, which is what Jesus was offering, that healing of the body, of the soul and the spirit, the complete healing, the complete wellness is what God is interested in for people. Instead of dealing with that, the man takes the attention off of himself, goes to the Pharisees and says, oh, by the way, the guy who told me to carry my mat is Jesus over there. This is the danger we can get into when we don't want to deal with our problems. And so often we miss out on sozo. We miss out on the complete healing because we're just focusing on one thing, and the Lord is focusing on our entire being. And we may be praying for physical healing, but there's also reconciliation that needs to happen there with the Lord. There is emotional repair, the healing that needs to be done. There's a mental healing that needs to be done. And he's aware of this, and he wants to do this. And so often we will not deal with it. We'll point out what other people are doing. We will put the focus somewhere else, but we are not willing to deal with what the Lord is highlighting for us. And when he highlights it, it's not in a mean way. Jesus was not being mean with this man at all. He was highlighting what had to be dealt with here for complete healing. And when the Lord highlights things in our lives, when he brings things to the surface, it's not because he hates us, it's because he loves us and he wants to deal with these things. And do we have enough faith? Do we have enough faith to deal with it? Faith is that trust in that relationship. Do we trust him enough to be willing to deal with this with him? And that is a good question. So I'm just going to leave that with you. He wants complete healing for you. Keep that in mind. He wants complete healing for everybody around us. He's for us. He's not against us. And he does. This is not a time of judgment. He's not bringing judgment, but he will highlight things that need to be dealt with, and it's for our benefit. It's because he's for us. It's not because he's against us. Have a blessed and wonderful day. Be encouraged. He loves you. He's with you. He desires you. He wants you to know him, and that's got to be encouraging. God bless.